My friends, I'm so fortunate to have this show and have good friends like Ginny Palmieri here on the show today. Ginny, please introduce yourself to the audience and what you
Hi,
do.
Francesca. Thank you for having me here today. I'm so excited. Thought about it. Just it's such an honor. Thank you. So, hi, I'm Ginny Palmieri. I am the co-founder and CEO of Nextory. And prior to Nextory, I spent 25 years in corporate America, leading pretty much every functional area from sales to marketing to being the head of an HR organization, a P&L, and I've learned so much over that experience. So I'm excited to share with you today.
Yeah, because you have so much experience, especially Ginny. I want to get right to the meat of the issue, especially in helping people in their careers and transitioning. There's been a lot of that of late. People are questioning if they're doing the right things, if it feeds their soul, or even within their own position, what can they do to amplify, what they do for their organization. So let's see if we can narrow it down to your top three. Do you have like the top three career advice tips that you would share with people, whether they're questioning where they are or just how do we help people? What have you seen that really guides people to success?
So let me just say this to begin with. When I graduated from college, I was pre-law. All right. I was supposed to be a lawyer. I was supposed to go to law school. And one of my first disappointments was I wasn't able to get into the law school of my choice. I got into other law schools, but at the time, and maybe a little bit now, I was a brat and I was going to go to Temple University and I didn't get in. So I had to make an entire pivot on my life, not just my career, but my life. And so I wound up going into my first job as a marketing specialist. And so what I'd first tell you is to keep your options open. Your career is not a straight line. And what we've learned and what I've learned firsthand with the experience, the research, that your career is a zigzag. And that's what we talk about at our company, My Nextory. Also, the first thing is you're never done. Like being curious, wanting to learn more, and being open to the possibilities would be another piece of advice. The next one would be you need a village. And what I mean by that is you're never alone. You can't be alone. This world is not about being alone. So know that you should build your, what I call build your group of trusted advisors, the people who are going to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. You don't want yes people around you all the time. And I will tell you firsthand, I have gotten through both professionally and personal obstacles, challenges, and accomplishments because of my professional village, my family village. I'm Italian, Francesca, as you can tell.
Yes, we are. We can't stop using our hands.
Exactly. I really do try, but it is what it is. And my personal village. So all of that together has led me and helped me to be where I am today.
I love that. Those are three great tips. I love how it's not a straight line. And I want everybody to hear and understand that regardless of where you are in your career, right? Is there anything in particular that they should pay attention to that helps guide them to that next step?
That's a great question. So first of all, it's paying attention to market trends, understanding where are businesses going, understanding what the needs are in the businesses that you love and that you're connected to. So for example, I have been working with individuals my entire life. All right. Even when I was in corporate, I was leading people, mentoring people, sponsoring people. And so really paying attention to the market shifts of, we were so focused on, oh my goodness, you have to get that widget out. You have to be the best mathematician. You have to be the best English major. But now what we're focusing on is, how do you become the best version of yourself by really identifying your strengths, your motivation, what inspires you to really connect to what makes you jump out of bed in the morning. So simple, but yet really complicated to execute on. So that would be one piece that I would focus on.
Love that so much because it is a matter of where we feel inside. so that we can be our best
Yes.
selves,
Yes.
right? That means that speaks volumes. I love that advice and wish I knew you 30 years ago, right? Because I went to school, like you said, we started out, I went to school for accounting, and
Right.
that's it's not so far from where I am today because it is the basis of all business the way I look at it, but I don't practice as a CPA anymore. And I've often gone to schools, and I'm sure you have too in your work, Ginny, and talk to the young students and young adults and say, this is a choice for now. And just like you said, look at the market, right? Look
Right.
at the trends.
Well, and the other piece around that is when I was coming out of school, you were thinking about your career in stretches, right? 5, 10, 12 years. Today, the way that we advise our the people that we're working with is don't worry about 5 years out. Let's think about the next 18 months, the next
Mm,
3 years, and let's build a roadmap to get there. Because think about technology and think about how fast technology has been changing, even in the last 10 months. So again, thinking and recalibrating. So you might be putting a plan together for 18 months. However, what I would also recommend is every 6 months, you take a step back and say, okay, what were my major milestones? Where am I? Does this still make sense? And then do I need to recalibrate? Because you are never done. And you have to continually reevaluate where you are. And if you get too comfortable, frankly, that's a problem and that's a
right.
challenge. So
Complacency. Yeah, complacency is definitely a problem, right? I love that tip and um revisiting every 6 months because Jenny, what I love what you said is, looking 5 years out, that's so intimidating. That
yes.
I at every stage in my career, I've been asked that question, and I've been very intimidated by, I don't know. It's so hard, right?
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, and here's the reality. Let's think about high school and let's think about college. You go to
Mm,
college for 4 years, right? And you're
hmm.
told that you're going to be a CPA or you're going to be a lawyer, right? And look at us, we've pivoted. Well, the reality of it all is when you graduate from college, you're 21, 22. Do we even know what we want to be when we grow up? I I went from pre-law, now I'm the co-founder and CEO of a company. And I will tell you that, let me say this. The last 25 years have been everything I've been doing has led me to the moment I'm in today. I just didn't know all of it. I was going
Yes.
along, right? Grabbing my tools, right? People tools, financial tools, technology tools, organizational agility tools. And I've taken all that and taken my toolbox, as a dear friend has also talks about, and now that's what I'm using as I work with my co-founder and the team to build my next story. So,
I
and it's
love
not
that.
easy. It is what it is. So,
But I love that because you're absolutely right. I have said that it is about the journey and all of the different things that we learn and pick up along the way that get us to exactly where we are today. And it's appreciating that, right? That
yes,
is, oh
yes,
my God, that's worth its weight
yes.
in gold.
You mind
So
if I add one more thing, Francesca, around that
please
is,
do. Yes.
so this is very, it's the topic very dear to me. One of the things I've learned the hard way is it's okay not to be okay. Like
Mm,
being uncomfortable, knowing that you have to open one door to get to the other side, right? And I talk about that in when I'm advising as well as in my book, that it is hard, right? It is hard to have that feeling of, oh my goodness, am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right decision? You may not be, but that then goes back to your village, right? To then
mm.
lean on the people that will be there. And it may not be the same people for each situation. So I just think that's really important as we're talking about where we're going. So,
I agree, especially now because we've all been through so much. It is
yes.
okay not to be okay. So, do you think, what do you think holds people back then? If you, it might not be one thing, but in your mind and your experience, because obviously you have so much experience in guiding and leading others, um, is there something, what holds us back? What's the barrier from going forward?
I would first say being present. So
Mm.
as you can probably tell, I'm a high extrovert. So I'm like, oh my goodness, like, what are we going to talk about? Like, and another dear friend said, we have 2 ears, we have one mouth, right? So really being present and listening to the person. And if you have a thought, what I always say to people, write it down, like make a note and come back to where you are and having the conversation if you're able to do that. Now, if you're standing in in a group, it might be a little bit more difficult, but stay present, because you'd be surprised on what you'll hear, as well as the connection that you will have with that individual. At the end of the day, we can be as technical, we can have as much knowledge, but if people don't trust you and feel connected to you, they're not going to be their true authentic selves. And so being present, I feel, is key and can be a blocker in both your professional life and your personal life.
1,000%. Wow. There are so many mic drop moments in this episode, Jenny. You, it's going to be hard to narrow it down to 3. So there might be a couple of bonuses, because what you say resonates so much from how I operate. And obviously you operate, but it is really important to be present and to open up to all of this. So, and all of this great work that you get to do, she's smiling, and all of this great work, is there something in particular that you wear, an accessory, a piece of clothing, and how does it make you feel?
Well, I listen to all your podcasts, and you bring out the best
Thank
in
you.
me, right? And
Oh,
we've
thank you.
been, since one of our other dear friends connected us, I think it was at a restaurant. I remember, I'm like, oh my goodness, like I have to go find her, right? So, um, so the one piece that I never take off is a piece of jewelry that my father gave me. It's a bracelet with my name on it, and I was daddy's princess, right? Again, Italian family, only girl between
Yes.
2 boys. And he gave me this piece of jewelry. He's no longer with us. He died, unfortunately, at a very young age, because he was
I'm
everything
sorry.
to everyone.
Yeah.
And so I wear this all the time. I never take it off, ever. So that's the one piece of jewelry. And I'm sorry,
My
I'm
God,
trying to
I
get it.
love that. It's touching my heart right now, because when we wear something of our deceased loved ones, it reminds us that they're still here with us. So what a beautiful
Yes. Yes.
expression. And thank you for sharing that with me and with all of us, because it's important to just keep those people close to our hearts. They're here. And what a beautiful reminder. Oh, thank you so much. You have
Thank
so
you.
much to offer, Ginny. I want people to stay in touch with you. You're a brilliant businesswoman. Where can people find you to connect with you and to continue the conversation?
So I would love for them to reach out to me on LinkedIn. Make sure that they reference the show. That
Okay.
would help significantly. You can also check me out on, or check the team out and the company out on the website, which we can put in the episode notes, whatever way you do that.
Yes, absolutely. I'll put the links in the show notes for both your profile, with a reminder to send a message. We love to get messages, and of course, connecting with you in my Nextory, which is an incredible platform. And
Thank you.
congratulations. I know you've put in so much time and effort, and it's just such a beautiful thing to watch. So thank you, Ginny, for your time today, for your brilliance, and for sharing your wisdom with everyone today.
Thank you. And thank you for having me again. It's just been
Oh,
wonderful.
of course.
Wonderful.
All right, my friend. Bye-bye.